Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. You know, every day I look through the news, every day I look through alternative media, I look through all kinds of information sources to see exactly what it is that's going on and how fucked up this fucking country is and the fucking world because of the goddamn banksters, and every one of these total jag-off motherfuckers who all they do is hoard and collect fucking money and wealth from everybody around this entire fucking world and enslave everybody. And it's one story after another. And it's enough to make me fucking explode. One thing that I find rather disheartening in all of this is not the fact that we're continuously being bombarded with this negativity and a continuous encroachment upon our rights to live as free human beings in an environment that is not completely inundated with fucking genetically modified bullshit being slammed down our fucking throats that they refuse to fucking label, and a monetary system which continues to degrade and erode and take away any power that we have to purchase anything that we wish or need to fucking have in our fucking lives. All of these things I expect every fucking day. And I expect the government to continuously hammer away at fucking unions because they know that unions represent collective intent and collective power. And that is something that they do not want to see. So what is it that I find rather saddening, rather disheartening about the state of affairs right now? That is the lack of any kind of organized opposition to the fucking nonsense that is going on every fucking day. And I'm not calling out the activists out there who are constantly on the front lines and who are doing everything that they can to bring light to these subjects, to talk about the true nature of the state of affairs in this fucking country and around the goddamn world. No, I'm talking about all the people who give lip service to talking about this kind of stuff, to talking about economics, to talking about the political fucking reality, to talking about this fucking clown show and the lunacy of it all. They give it fucking lip service, and I don't see anybody doing a goddamn thing about it. Nothing. They are not doing a fucking thing. They are sitting there at their homes, watching their computers, looking at their various pages. They might even agree. They might even understand a little bit of the reality of what it is that we are faced with every fucking day in this made up bullshit fucking world of fucking smoke and mirrors and bullshit. And they do nothing. So I have seen some efforts at trying to have a mobilization of forces, whether it was Occupy Wall Street, which I don't even give a shit if it was fucking overtaken by anybody or infiltrated and destroyed. It doesn't matter. What it represented at the very beginning was people coming together to try and effect some kind of change. Because only when there is either complete massive non-compliance with the fucking bullshit that is shoved in our face every fucking day, and we say, no more, we're not going to take it, end of fucking discussion, or we actually get out into the streets and make some kind of change. So what I find disheartening is that apparently the big giant lethargy machine in the U.S. Capitol somewhere is working overtime to make all of these dissenters and all of these people who formerly had gathered together in that small space of time to try and evoke some kind of public outrage. It's working. And it's putting people back to fucking sleep so that they can sit there and they can watch their cannibal victim news stories and the horrible onslaught of bath salts and the drones everywhere over the fucking country. And President Obama can sign any fucking executive order he fucking pleases to take away everybody's rights as though you ever had any to begin with, and just murder you anywhere around the world just on his say-so, and people just sit blithely by and let it go. And instead, you do sometimes see some people coming up with some kind of opposition, but they focus on things that are absolutely ludicrous. So, even the opposition, even the controlled state of that affair is so completely inured and so completely co-opted that it is absolutely disgusting. So what I would like to see is people get more motivated to actually become active and oppose this agenda. Oppose the dictatorial nature of President Obama / Sotoro of unknown origin, like in the old worldwide wrestling days. From parts unknown, Barry Sotoro. Oppose his fucking dictatorial legats and his executive orders and all of the other shit that he is fucking trying to shove down everybody's throat. How about opposing his use of executive privilege to prevent Eric Holder's, internal memoranda between him and the president from becoming under public scrutiny? How about people getting outraged that you have a candidate running for president in the form of Mitt fucking I will strip your fucking country bare Romney, who will take absolutely no stand on any fucking position ever, and that's his strategy to fucking win. And then you have a backstabbing piece of shit who occupies the fucking White House right now, who talks all of the nice and wonderful things about how he's going to do stuff to help the American people, and he turns around and delivers everything out of your motherfucking pocket into the pocket of fucking Wall Street and the banks. How about we get refocused? How about we reset and decide we're not going to take this shit anymore. We are not going to comply, and we are going to stand in defiance of all of this fucking nonsense. And we are going to continue to point out the lunacy that absolutely rules the day everywhere. No matter where you look, you will see the lunatics, the psychotics, and the absolutely fucking insane talking and people listening like it's absolutely fucking normal. Well, I'm sick of that. I'd like to see normalcy return, whatever that is. Some semblance of reality as it once was. So that's disheartening to me. Not the fact that there are people who are going to continue to try to enslave us and rob us and kick us out of our homes and force us out of our jobs and force us into taking some kind of ridiculous service job that we have to slave at that doesn't even begin to pay your bills. The lethargy of the people. The vast amount of people in this country who are either knowingly or unknowingly just sitting back and doing fucking nothing. That's disheartening to me. Thank you. Good day.